Hey, guess what? He's gonna be in every vlog now. Welcome back, friends. Lost Scarf here. Time for the vlog. No sunglasses, just cause. Look at. I love doing this. I love like, boy. I love doing that. If I get a viewership of like one people because they get tired of this, that'll be hilarious in a way, but also sad. All right, I think we've been vlogging. Well, we've been doing YouTube for like 8 years, and you can notice we've slowed the hell down. Why? I definitely burnt out for one, and two is Jinx is also burnt out. So since we both burnt out, production has gone down. Jinx hasn't worked on a Kirby thing in I don't know 1 or 2 months at this point, and we'll see whenever Jinx gets energy back on that. Jinx is just very busy with work, and I'm very busy with work, and I'm gonna try to jump up 3 or 4 positions. There are 3 roads ahead of me. So we're going to just talk about what's gone this week. Why not? And whatever's going on. It's going to be quick vlog. So we'll see if there's a topic. There are 3 roads ahead of me. There is, I stay where I'm at, and it pays pretty good, and I just do that my entire life. And sometimes I'm going to be do really well, and sometimes I'm going to be burned out from work and life and everything else. Or I try to climb up a step. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to climb up to supervisor, and then eventually senior supervisor, and then over that, the superintendent. I'm going to try for superintendent. That's my ultimate road, is superintendent. An opportunity for superintendent position has opened up recently, but there's no way I'm going to jump 3 titles. There's no way. I can still interview for it, though. So I'm going to do that, and at least get the experience, and go like, guys, I'll be back. I'll be back, and I'll be great, or something like that. I'm going to put in my best effort at it. I feel like my best argument is like, look, guys, I'm still young-ish. I'm smart. I can learn a lot still. I'm motivated. And I'm not retiring for 40 more years. So you could have someone in that spot for 40 years. Why am I not retiring in 40 years? Well, I'm going to retire when I'm 70-something. Because I got into this career late in life. My 20s were effed. My 20s were effed by the housing crisis, and by just jobs drying up, and then some other things that happened where I got blackballed. But my career didn't start until 30. So I'm 10 years behind everyone else. So I'm not retiring at 65. I'm retiring at 75. That's what's happening. And it's very unfortunate for me, but that's what's going to happen. Very unfortunate for me. It sucks. It really sucks, but that is my life. That's what it is. So yeah, they can have me as that for like 40 years. So I feel like that's a good argument. And I made the camera fuzzy because I did that. I feel like it's a good argument. So we'll go with that. And now the camera's going to be a little fuzzy because I ain't going to fix it. It should focus on him anyway. Focus on the boy. Focus on the boy. This week. So there was a storm in San Diego this week. And we had a lot of important things to do at work this week. I've done like 20 plus hours of overtime, maybe 30 by the end of it. This week and last week, because of all the things we had to do for work, and we had to do the most important stuff during a storm. And there's a point when things go so crazy and so wild, you can't help but laugh in the insanity of it. And I hit that point at some point during work. And like, it was just storming, and it's in the mud, well, in the sludge, and just dealing with some really ridiculous stuff. And I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh my god, this is insane. That kind of laughing. And it was fun and nuts and just all these things. Oh, by the way, winter has reminded me that I am a damaged human being. So, I have the car accident happened, my back's injured, and I had back surgery and all that. My back has been super duper tight and locked up the last couple weeks, and it has sucked. Oh my god. Winter, this is my future. This is my life. The rest of my life is really crappy winters. I'm not looking forward to any of those. But it's just interesting to know that this is my future. This is my life now. Pain when it's cold. That's it. Don't live in Antarctica. That's the big lesson there. Live in a bigger desert. I don't know. I live in San Diego. It's mostly warm, sometimes cold. Luckily, not always cold. But I ain't living in Colorado, that's for sure. I don't know Colorado's river. Everyone just imagines snow. That's all I know about Colorado. It would be cool to do the 50 states, like travel and check out the 50 states. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool to do. Powerball happened. My God, the amount of money people spend on Powerball. The amount of money I spent on Powerball. I was in so many pools. Oh my God, spent so much on that. Glad it's over because oh my God, I'm going broke. I made back maybe $30 out of all the tickets spent. Jesus. Powerball was crazy. The election was also happening at the same time. And the only thing I'll say with the election is it's interesting what happened, the results that have been, because the belief was a red wave was coming. And the reason why the red wave did not come was for two groups, and that was thankfully they called them the Latino vote and the youth vote. So outside of Florida, the Latino vote is still very Democrat. Florida, they're very Republican, which is so weird. And that's why DeSantis is so strong in Florida, because he's got a very strong Latino vote there. But Latinos, the rest of the country, vote more Democrat than Republican. Now, the youth vote, here's what's interesting, is the age gap. 40 and up voted they leaned more to the right. And 40 and below 40, 39 and down, leaned to the left. And so the youth vote really came out and really helped slow down some things when it comes to Republicans being ridiculous. And that's the thing, you got the youth being Democrat while you've got Republicans being older. And here's the thing, a lot of them have been dying every year. This is probably the most important thing that's helping for the Democrats is, despite their stupid boneheaded ideas, they're propped up by the fact that people don't want to vote Republican. That's about it. That's the only thing. If we had multiple parties, I think the Democratic Party would be dead by now. If we had 8 parties, along the spectrum, I feel like the extremes would be dead. I don't think the extremes would be a thing. I think we'd have more votes towards the middle, and we'd probably have better partisanship. That is what I believe, because the extremes are too stupid on the left and on the right. I think the furthest left is extremely idiotic, and the furthest right obviously is idiotic, and maybe the next step on the right is idiotic. And then that's probably because I lean a little left from the center, is why I feel that way. But obviously the crazies in every group is just not worth it. So if we had 8 parties, I feel like these radical groups would not really have much say in anything. And nicely though, besides the big ones like MTG and DeSantis, most of the really, really shitty Republicans who were running did not win. Dr. Oz did not win, thankfully, but it was close. I think they're still dealing with the Herschel Walker thing, which is stupid. It is. My choices are a reverend or a guy with CTE. A reverend or a guy with CTE. Reverend? CTE. Why is this close? Why is this close? Why is this a close race? It hasn't been decided as far as I know. But it's pretty crazy. And you say it's a little ableist to be anti-CTE, but I'm like, would you trust someone with CTE with anything? I don't think you would. I don't think you would. You trust them to exist, but you don't trust them with public office. You don't trust them with that. You don't do that. You don't do that. And CTE is very different from Fetterman, who has a stroke. Those are very different things. Also because Herschel Walker has been doing very silly lying stuff compared to Fetterman, who's just I'm my brain's not perfectly there, but I can still, with some time, think out what I actually want to say and be good there. Herschel Walker's just going off, just talking and saying insane crap. And people are just eating that crap up. It's crazy. A lot of Trump's backed people failed, so that's good. And it will be interesting to see a schism for the right, because you have DeSantis versus Trump for the presidency, I think is going to happen there. Whereas there is no real figure for the Democrats outside of Biden, and Biden isn't very popular. It's what happens every time with the Democratic president, though, is they keep inheriting bullshit. Is the economy was already effed when Biden came in, and now he has to deal with it, and it's somehow his fault. That's the crazy thing. It was the same thing with Obama. Obama came in after everything was effed, and he has to figure it out. This is something in politics that I'm tired of, absolutely tired of, and that is when Republicans are in control, they don't care about the deficit. They don't care about any of that stuff. When they are not in control, that's all they ever talk about. All they talk about is the deficit and how much money we're wasting, but they don't talk about that when they're the ones wasting it and when they're in power. It's very annoying with that. What's also annoying is you need to pick one of these two things. Republicans never shut up about how powerful Democrats are and how they're fixing the election and they're doing this and they're doing that and they have the deep state and everything. And yet, when Democrats are in power, they're incompetent. They can't do anything. They're failures. Why did we vote them in when they can't get anything done? And those are two very different things. A group so powerful and competent to get elected is somehow also incompetent at governing? That's insane. That is absolutely insane. They're either... Also, if the Democrats were so powerful, then Trump never would have came into power. That never would have happened. If Democrats were that strong, that never would have happened. And people were comparing apples and oranges, by the way, with a different thing where Hillary was talking about the security of the election in 2016, concerns of Russia hacking the election, whereas in 2020, Trump's just like, it's rigged by the Democrats. Those are two very different things. One is an outside entity trying to F us up, and the other is saying something within is the problem. But the truth of the matter is, if you remember 2016, it was how many Russian bots were active in 2016? Just throwing misinformation all over the place. Russia doesn't actually care about... How to word this? Trump winning was a dream for Russia, but for the most part, they don't care about who wins. They usually just care about how much can we be at each other's throats. That's what they actually care about. Because if we're fighting each other, then we're not bothering Russia. That's really the truth there. And so they've just been doing this forever. When JFK got assassinated, Russia did a bunch of crap like that. They did a lot of conspiratorial stuff and trying to muddy the water to have less trust in the government. That's what Russia did, and Russia has been doing that forever. So it's been decades of Russia just doing misinformation like that for a very long time, and they've just gotten better at it over time. And we recognize that. I feel like anyone on Twitter recognizes that. Anyone on any social media recognizes that these are clearly bots just muddying the waters. But the problem with that is, of course, is social media is used by like everybody, and that includes adults who can't tell the bullshit, which is really weird because it's obvious, and yet they can't. It's a little frustrating with that for sure. It definitely is frustrating with that. Last things to say, after everyone's already tuned out because of political stuff, gaming stuff. So, Pokemon's almost here, and I've heard the best name for the Scarlet bike Pokemon, and that is Flintstone, because he doesn't use the wheel, he uses his feet, which is amazing. That is my favorite name for it. I've seen the final evolutions of the Pokemon, they got leaked, and I'm still going Applegator. And in truth, I actually like, at least for initially, I like these three better than Sword and Shield. I like these three better than them, as far as final evolutions go, because they just weren't, I don't know, Soccer Bunny, Inteleon, and Drum Monkey, like, I don't know. While these new ones, which I won't spoil, I get the theme they're going with here, because there's an actual theme here. Like, Sword and Shield, Score Bunny was the theme of sports, and then the other two were just not on theme at all. Which I find interesting thinking about is like, why didn't they do a theme? Because they're doing a theme this time. There is clearly a theme going on here with this one. And I don't know why they didn't do that before. Like Sun and Moon, you had Primarina, and that's very an island theme, but then you had Wrestler Tiger, and then you had Robin Hood Bird. I don't know what, okay, that was very varied there. Yeah. Like, I think for Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, they took a weird turn there. No, like, the three Pokemon have always been very varied, so actually they're taking a new direction here by having an actual theme, and I think the theme works. and I like the thing they're going with for the 3 starters. And I am not disappointed. Like, they're not what I was hoping for, but I'm not disappointed either. I think I'm fine with them. I'm especially happy with Quaxley's. They're exactly what I wanted them to be. So I'm very happy with that one. But the other 2 are like, all right, that's what they went for. Okay, all right. But I'm still going Applegator. I love Applegator, so I'm going to go with him. Applegator is very much Rowlet for me, that level of it. Whereas, like, Scorbunny, like, Sword and Shield, the starters were, like, not very great, in my opinion. Like, Sobble was funny. You got a cute little monkey boy, and then you've got, like, a cute little rabbit. And, like, alright, they're just cute. And then I didn't care about their second and third evolutions whatsoever. But we'll see with these. Seeing them in actual motion might also change things. And open world is going to be interesting to see here with Pokemon. I'm not going to stream it. As far as the channel goes, right now we're still in a low point in content creation. It's just going to be Great Ace Attorney, and Kirby's when they get made, and these vlogs, and I'll work on the one-shots. I have like 2 one-shots I want to do. Dome Keeper, and... what was the other one? Oh god, don't forget. They're worth making content on. Oh my god, well, whatever the other one was, I'll have to remember what it is and find it. I'm going to work after this, by the way. I'm not done working. I've just been working a lot. And I'm working a lot of stuff to make me look like competent and good as a supervisor, because I'm subbing as a supervisor this month. That's why I've been extremely busy. Oh yeah, I gotta work on... I stopped doing Curbtober for like 3 weeks. I gotta get back on that. I want to finish that. There's a lot of things I want to do that I've just had no energy for. I spent so much time recovering from work. Work has been very tiring. I'm also doing physical therapy. Physical therapy is very important to do. If you need physical therapy, you should do it. I can tell I'm finding weaknesses in my back to work on, so that it will hopefully just be better in the future. And in my wrist as well. I got damage in my wrist and my back from the accident. I've been doing physical therapy for them, and they're helping. They're definitely helping, but my god, has it been miserable too. Don't get hit by cars. Don't have no control over getting hit by a car. For those who don't remember or don't know, I got rear-ended a couple years ago at a stoplight. You can't do anything about that. Like, I was just sitting there, I got hit. There's nothing I can do. I'm gonna forever be frustrated about that. Like, there's nothing I can do. It's just one of those things where you're just standing there and a meteor hits you kind of thing. Like, there's nothing you can do. So that's the vlog. I had fun. Hope you have fun watching. That's what's up, Bezant. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. It's fun talking with this guy. It's fun talking with him right here. And he just, I don't know, it's just a good face. There's a good, excitable face. A good look here. I'm enjoying this. It's too fun.